What happens after we die? Is our life limited to what we'll live here on earth? Or is there a life after death? The readings of this Sunday focus on these very important eschatological questions. The first reading, taken from the second book of Maccabees, is set during the reign of Antiochus IV Epiphanes, the emperor of the Seleucid dynasty. This dynasty, which descended from the generals of Alexander the Great, tried to unite their territories by imposing the Greek language and the Greek culture. They sought to forcibly make the Jews renounce their religion and become like the Greeks, an attempt which was strongly resisted by the conservative Jews. In the reading, we see the heroic tale of a mother who witnessed the martyrdom of her 7 sons. Each of the brothers undergoes terrible torture and is ultimately killed at the hands of Antiochus IV when he demands that they bow down to idols or consume the meat of the pigs, which was prohibited for the Jews. The prime motivation which enables all of them to accept martyrdom is their hope in the next life, the life with God after death. Justice was in the hands of God. The righteous would receive their reward, if not in this life, in the next. This narrative gave the oppressed Jews a reason to observe their laws even in the face of death. In the second reading taken from St. Paul's second letter to the Thessalonians, we see him emphasizing the point that the gifts bestowed by God on the Thessalonians outlast this life and extend for eternity. And God has bestowed these gifts on them because of His unconditional love. It is an unmerited grace. St. Paul also emphasizes that even if not all men have faith, the Lord is always faithful. In the Gospel passage taken from the Gospel of St. Luke, the question about the resurrection is taken up by the Sadducees to trap Jesus. The Sadducees were a small number made up of a conservative, aristocratic party of high priests. Unlike the Pharisees, they only accepted the first 5 books of the scriptures, which we call the Torah or the law, and they denied any concept of the resurrection or even of the soul. They believed in a form of materialism wherein their hopes and dreams rested solely in their children. To ridicule the belief in the resurrection, they bring into question the levirate marriage prescribed in Deuteronomy chapter 25, under which the brother of a man who dies without children is permitted and encouraged to marry the widow. This rule ensured that the name of the brother would live on and the widow and her children would be cared for. Jesus replies to the Sadducees by questioning their understanding of the resurrection. The new or the next age is not going to be like our earthly one. Earthly concepts like birth, death, and marriage are irrelevant in the next age. St. Paul, in his first letter to the Corinthians, speaks about the resurrection by saying that it is a mystery. According to the Catechism of the Catholic Church, Jesus links faith in the resurrection to His own person. I am the resurrection and the life. It is Jesus Himself who on the last day will raise up those who have believed in Him, who have eaten His body and drunk His blood. In the resurrection, Christ will change our lowly body to be like His glorious body, into a spiritual body. Nourished with His body in the Eucharist, we already belong to the body of Christ. When we rise on the last day, we also will appear with Him in glory. The view of the Sadducees that their security rested in marriage, family, and procreation is challenged by Jesus. In the new realm of God, security is to be found in their relationship to God alone, and not in one's possessions or one's spouse or children. So the question before us today is, What do we look forward to for our security? Is our security based on our wealth and possessions? Is it based on our stock market investments and fixed deposits? Is our security placed in any of our near and dear ones? All of these, though very important for this earthly life, are irrelevant for the next life. So though we might be putting in all our efforts to prepare for the future of our earthly life, we need to ask ourselves if we are prepared enough for our life after death. So for those of us who believe in a materialistic, consumeristic world and indulge all our senses and passion thinking that there is nothing beyond this life, the readings today remind us that yes, there is an afterlife, and we need to start preparing for it now by deepening our relationship with the loving and living and ever faithful God. We are called to live a new life lived not with the dread of dying, but with the hope of building our heaven here on earth with a new sense of purpose and direction. May God bless us all.